But mist doesn't.
How do you damage the mist?
Right, how do you damage it? It just goes back into the fucking ground and he comes at her from another fucking...
Well, I mean, obviously he doesn't... I mean, he can turn into mist, but he never, like, used it, like, to avoid damage in a fight in the movie at any point. Like, he never was like, I'll just turn into mist, now I'm invulnerable, you know what I mean?
So, I mean, no, he turned into rats. So, he turns into rats and scurries away then. It's the same thing. He just didn't use it in the movie, but you can't deny that it would be a good power to have.
Yeah, very easy to do that. Or to escape.
But maybe she just like
or get into a place she
blow this mist away, and now it's gone.
He doesn't even show up as like, hey, I'm Dracula. There's a number of ways he can come in. He can come as an animal that she's not necessarily going to realize, hey, that's Dracula. He can come in as mist.
That's true. He doesn't know that her powers, but she doesn't know his either.
Right.
Because they can't read each other's minds. They know they're both telepaths, but that's it.
Well, remember, Dracula's
I think the reason for Dracula to observe her.
Dracula's not trying to survive this encounter or escape. He's trying to fucking kill her too. So
yeah, but he can observe her and see what she's doing before. I mean, he doesn't necessarily. He can attack at the opportune moment.
Exactly. She doesn't know he can come as a mist, so he can just be mist up in the vents and watch her go through the rooms, and maybe she's angry and blows up a few rooms with fire. He can learn some stuff about her, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ascertain some facts.
Ascertain some facts before he engages. Now, she knows where he's at, so it might be that he has to try and stay far from her and lead her through the ship to observe her by moving around with mist, because she's going to be home. Remember we said they know where the other one is. You know, so she maybe senses him down the hall because he's missed, and he's watching her fucking throw fire down the hall and shit. And he's like, okay, all right. He's watching her pick shit up and fling it in rooms he was just in, you know.
Yeah.
So he has a unique ability to observe her that she doesn't have. She's a normal human in that capacity, and we take away her telekinesis. She doesn't know anything about what she's facing here.
Right, she doesn't. She's facing a vampire.
And Dracula then can lead her to wherever he wants, so maybe Dracula can lead her to a more favorable spot to him.
The bowels of the ship, where he's furthest from the sun, and has the most power. So he's going to lead her slowly but surely through the ship, observing as she goes, all the way to the very bottom where the fucking cargo and engine grease rooms are at, where it's dark and cramped. And then he's going to fucking just pounce on her and bite her neck. I mean, like, break her neck, or appears a fucking that wolf man and snap her neck, or appears the bat version of himself and fucking bite her on the neck and just tear her throat out. I mean, she can't pyrokinesis her way out of that one. You know what I mean? And he can get the drop on her. She can't get the drop on him. That's a distinct advantage he has, especially in this environment. So I think Dracula has to win this one, dude. Personally, unless you guys can think of
it the same way.
Well, how do you, like, the reason
with the power level of Carrie, she does have some astonishing power for a human, but ultimately Dracula just has so many more abilities that it's like he just has too many advantages to say. I mean, Carrie might be able to put up a better fight than 99.9% of humans, but it's Dracula. At the end of the day, unless there's some compelling thing like she gets a sneak attack, she has some other role.
Like, even if she kamikazed herself, the sea can't kill Dracula.
Right.
No.
Like, he's not going to drown.
Right.
So she would be the one that died from the kamikaze attack.
Yeah,
so
and he's got that in his back pocket. I'll sink the ship. Fuck you.
Well, the thing is, too, is, like, the fact of the matter is that, like, she's just, like, he's more sophisticated. He's able to fucking do these, like, surveillance on her and figure her out. She's not able to do the same thing. She doesn't even necessarily know she's up against a vampire. Even if she does, like, you know, she's going to have to fucking put together, like, a stake or something like that to take him out.
We have proof of him doing this to normal people throughout the text and the movie that you based this on. He surveils people before he appears to them. He sees them when he's...
Right. Let me ask you this, do you guys feel like maybe the people on this cruise ship would play any sort of factor, or would they just be kind of like tossed aside by both of these people?
They would be... Carrie would probably be beneath their notice as she moved through the ship. Because she would just look like a normal girl that was there on vacation. It might make it hard for him to lure her down into the bowels, but Dracula could just kill everybody down there, and you know what I mean, make the way open for her. You know.
Well, I'm assuming I'm assuming Carrie's like in sort of a rampage mode, so I'm like kind of envisioning her like just like butchering people on her way to Dracula.
Sure. From, like, elephant
and
meat shit.
that only helps Dracula
Because
because
he's seeing more and more of the powers that she's using too, and like what
Right.
what its potential limits are. Obviously, he can't know for sure because he's not any more familiar with her than she is with him. But
he'll have enough time to watch her slaughter people in various ways. She'll be throwing shit around. She'll be setting shit on fire. She'll be causing waves to wash up over and take people into the sea. You know, she'll be doing shit as she makes her way through the boat, killing people as she goes.
and he's
And
just
he can
waiting
just
in the
make
wings,
sure-
so to speak, waiting for the opportune moment to just pounce and
As she's doing that shit, making her way towards him, he can just make sure that she gets less and less resistance as she gets closer to him and gets more and more confident as she gets closer to him. And then he'll know by that time, I don't know what Dracula would choose, but what's the opportune power that I could use to make sure she doesn't see me, that I get behind her and I can just snap her neck or bite her throat out. And he would use that and she would die and wouldn't get a chance to blow the room up. And even if she did, she wouldn't kill him, just hurt him. Fire can't.
Yeah.
I mean, unless she fucking just burned into ash, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think she could do that in the time that it would take for him to rip her fucking whole head off.
I think that
Yeah, I think I feel like Dracula just manipulates and controls the entire fight. He's just a more experienced opponent. I mean, living hundreds of years will give you that the perspective.
She's a
she does
teenage
not
girl.
have.
right.
Yeah, she doesn't have that experience, that knowledge, that patience.
And so
Dracula has everything in his favor. I mean, like, Dracula would need a serious handicap to lose to Gary. So
I agree.
I feel like the only way we can call it is anyway.
and so
But she'll get the
Dracula-
chance to battle her way up out of the losers bracket. She'll
Maybe-
be facing Freddy.
Maybe you'll have a better luck
Yeah.
against Freddy.
Hey, you know what? That's actually a good opponent for Freddy, though, because that's one of his favorite targets, and teenage girls, man.
Yeah.
Teenage girl is a good target for Freddy. All right, now it's time for Pinhead versus Brundlefly. A weird matchup, if I ever
A
seen one.
very weird matchup.
So let's see where they're gonna fight. A crowded subway car. Very strange.
Oh, that's that's interesting.
Let's see. So we start with Pinhead. Actually. Let's see what Pinhead gets. It's a handicap.
Ooh.
And that means that he is going to. He's just been going through some things lately. Right? Been going through some shit.
particularly bad down here on the torture dungeons.
You know, things. Yeah, it's just like a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff going on in Pinhead's world right now.
It's been so long since I experienced the flesh. I can't remember when. So much paperwork.
Poor Pinhead, dude.
Poor
All right,
Pinhead.
so let's see if let's see how Brundlefly is gonna do. Oh, Brundlefly gets an edge. Let's see what his edge is. High on PCP, cannot feel pain. I don't know that he ever really could anyway, but sure.
Yeah,
So,
Brundlefly is high on PCP. Why not?
So Brundlefly, I'm an insect who dreamed he was a man. And loved
Actually,
it.
that's an interesting one against Pinhead, because Pinhead is all about inflicting pain on his opponent.
That is true.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Brundlefly, I'm an insect who dreamed he was a man and loved it, but now the dream is over and the insect is awake. Seth Brundle, aka Brundlefly, is the protagonist slash antagonist of 1986 film The Fly. A master of molecular physics, Seth Brundle was involved in a teleportation accident that merged his DNA with that of a common housefly. His powers include super strength, wall crawling, the ability to spit acid, enhanced agility, little need for sleep. He retains his genius level intellect, however, he is prone to more feral actions.
I'd also say, like, strength beyond a normal human being as well.
Oh yeah, I said I opened with super strength.
Okay, sorry.
While
I didn't hear you.
Brundlefly
Kinda-
is super strong, he is not immune to damage from conventional weapons such as guns and knives. Prior to his transformation, Seth Brundle was prone to motion sickness. However, it was not stated if his transformation got rid of this. I think we can probably infer that it did. So let's learn a little bit about our buddy Pinhead. I believe he's up here. There he is. No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering. That's a Pinhead quote. Pinhead is the main antagonist of the Hellraiser series. He is the leader of the Order of Gash, a sadomasochistic religion whose adherents are demonic torturers known as Cenobites. This cult, as well as Pinhead himself, can be summoned by the demonic mechanical prize box known as the Lament configuration, which Paul now has in his possession. That's actually the real Lament configuration that was used in all the films, right there. Pinhead is an immortal being with pain immunity and superhuman durability. He can resist gunshots and even futuristic energy weapons. His actor, Doug Bradley, has stated that he is stronger than both Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. He can teleport and can summon barbed wire hooks and chains out of thin air to control